Good evening, good evening, everyone. I'm trying to do a combination of different things, you know what I'm saying? I got a great conversation coming up for you. Um, it will be available this evening, but I am reading the book Color in Northern Africa by Leon Carl Brown, which is going to get into Pan-Africanism. So let's get started with some more education and knowledge. During the same period, now I stopped talking when the last time I read, I was talking about Tunisia and Libya, that they had no formal diplomatic contact with Black Africa, and that, but there had been no slighting of Black Africa since that time, 1958. So during the same period, the amount of space devoted to Black Africa in the journals, books, and broadcasts of Northern Africa has increased immeasurably. In November 1957, the Egyptian Information Service began publication of Nada Ifriqiya. African Awakening is what that word means. I'm going to spell it for you. NAHDAIFRIQIYA. An Arabic language journal with only occasional articles in English or French. Such an official publication, in Arabic, and the numerous popular books and pamphlets, many of which have also been officially encouraged, strongly suggest that the UAR is concerned not only with playing a major role in Black Africa, but also with fostering an Afro consciousness at home. Nor is it accidental that the influential Tunisian weekly Action became in 1960 Afrique Action, now Jeune Afrique, JEUNE-AFRIQUE, or that the Tunisian government has published in Arabic, English, and French an impressive, lavishly illustrated, and obviously expensive book entitled New Africa. These attempts at achieving a rapprochement with Black Africa can be understood and analyzed on several different levels. Idealism, self-interest, and even the nebulous but nevertheless very real factor of desiring to follow the current fashion all play their part. The Egyptian scholar Vodros has managed to convey in a succinct statement most of the major elements. I'll read what he said. It must not be forgotten that 66% of the Arab community and 72% of the Arab lands are in Africa. Thus, Africanism is a defense in depth for Arabism, a source of solidarity, a new opportunity for the Arab world situated as it is between Europe and Black Africa. It is destined to bring white and black races together in harmony of mutual interest. Interesting. This orientation in Northern Africa and its averse, the response from Black Africa growing out of or transcending such ideas as Pan-Africanism and Negritude, have an impact bearing on the question of color. Most obvious is the impressive claim by present-day statesmen and opinion molders in North Africa that color is inconsequential, even if the causes for such a stance can be explained completely in terms of self-interest and raison d'etre. This remains a significant development. It implies that certain changes in the international diplomatic order have motivated the whites and blacks of Africa to work together. If this is, however, the major motivation behind the present Northern African efforts in Black Africa, then the new development is unlikely to put out very hardy roots. There are just as many tangible matters of self-interest and raison d'etre pulling Northern Africa in the opposite direction. Most important and most menacing as a potential issue between white Arab Africa and Black Africa is the problem of the Southern Sudan, where almost 4 million non-Arabic speaking non-Muslims live more or less under the colonial control of their more advanced Arabo-Muslim neighbors. The moral case is not nearly so clear-cut as either protagonist would claim. The Southern Sudan, one of the most primitive areas in Africa, is badly in need of some variety of outside tutelage. The Northern Sudanese administration, however, has left much to be desired. It has been marked by a general lack of sympathy and understanding, in the worst cases, shading into contempt. If this Sudanese issue becomes a general African concern, it could polarize into an Arab and thus white Africa versus Black Africa problem. Even though the Northern Sudanese are also quite black, their cultural identification is thoroughly northward to Egypt and the Arab world. When the common enemy of Northern and Middle Africa was outside imperialism, it was no great strain, diplomatic or visceral, for them to work together. Should, however, the Northern Sudanese leadership need diplomatic support in the Southern problem, it will play upon the basic themes of Arab unity and Islamic solidarity. The choice will no longer be so easy for Northern Africa, especially for Egypt, which just over a decade ago was actively campaigning for unity of the Nile Valley. Northern Africa's attempts to line up diplomatic support in Black Africa for extra-African issues such as the Arab-Israeli conflict have also proved to be of limited utility. At the May 1963 Conference of African Chiefs of State in Addis Ababa, representatives from Black Africa clearly warned Abd al-Nasser against pressuring for an anti-Israeli resolution. Harry B. Ellis has reported the substance of their argument, and I'll read. "We are friendly with Israel. The Negro presidents had told him in effect, you are not. That is your business, but do not inject a personal note into Addis. If you do, you will split Africa in two. You will carry white Arab Africa, and we will carry Black Africa. We will never forgive you for splitting Africa this way." Okay, so I'm going to stop right there, and we will get into it. It's getting juicy here. I can't wait to further this reading. So anyway, it will begin with the Moroccan claim to Mauritania, another potential cause of friction. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And as usual, I am glad you're here. And I wish you peace, love, and light. And please stay tuned to Black Living Room Talk for more conversation, stories, and information. Peace.